So that's the positive of playing so quick is you can get that taste out of your mouth, but there's no easy challenges. But yeah, I mean, every night you're going to have an opportunity to get a resume builder. Every night you're going to get a chance to have a quad 1 win almost. So literally every road game is going to be a quad 1 win. Most of the home games are quad 1 wins. So every single night, I use that analogy with our guys. I said, this is going to be a 12-round, heavyweight fight. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to lose a round. You got to bounce back up. Come back up, answer the bell, man. You got to be ready.
You mentioned just kind of opposing crowds and that having an impact on the game. I'm just curious, for these first few games, Big 12 games you've had on the road, just what have you seen from those crowds? And has that been something that you've had to kind of factor in terms of it having an impact on, settling your team down and going through your game plan and just stuff like that?
You know what? So we've seen some big crowds like TCU. They said when I rewatched the game, he said it was one of the biggest crowds they've had in a long time. The biggest student crowd. So the student, they were great. It was packed. It was uber loud in there. But we're going to get that. And I wouldn't, the one area where I thought it is just what I was talking about, communicating with me, like on a dead ball. Like, there was a situation with Mo where we were trying to press and I'm screaming at him and he wasn't looking at me. And like, he was supposed to get up and press. And then we talked that through. I mean, dead balls are a thing. I mean, we got to communicate. We got to communicate because sometimes I could be yelling at you and it's so loud in there. You've got to make eye contact. I was giving him a hand signal what we wanted. I was yelling at him, but it was loud. So we got to get better at communicating some different things. I thought we've been doing that on offense. We haven't had a problem where, we've been working on the point guards, especially when they're on offense in the first half away from me, getting us into what we were doing. They don't need to look back at me and they know a series of things in our package that we want to run. So that's been pretty good in that. But, you need leaders on the floor. You don't have 10 timeouts. You need leaders on the floor that know exactly what the coach wants in certain situations. And on the road, in these atmospheres that we're playing at, it's only magnified because you really got to be in tune and communicate because it's not as simple like you're yelling in practice. You can just say it normal and you can hear it in practice. So communication is the biggest thing on the road. I don't think our guys gotten rattled by the crowds. I haven't seen that. It's just communication on the road.
What were the best teaching moments from the last 2 games that your team can learn from going into this tough 2-week stretch of basketball games starting with Kansas?
That's a great question, Eric. There was a lot of them. One was, there's a lot of them, taking care of the ball. Flow of the game, some of the shot selections and flow of the game. One was, finding ways to win. And a positive one is we were down, we found a way, got a couple stops, scored, missed free throws. They missed free, come down, we get an out of bounds play. We found a way to get it into overtime. That was a positive, man. We were trying to scramble and we got that thing into overtime. Then the one teaching moment we really talked about was they're going down. They had a great crowd. We had no timeouts left, and we're going down there. They're shooting free throw. I'm trying to get at that time. Jordan Golar was cramping. He pretty much missed the whole overtime, and I got Bijan in there. So I'm trying to get in touch with them. They're kind of walking down to the other end when we talked about it today. You point guards, you see, you got to be in communication with me. Then you got to run down, huddle up, all right, and talk about through the scenarios. Hey, we're down 1. If they miss this 1-on-1, we're in attack. We have a thing we call attack, where we attack space, go downhill. It might be a flip. Maybe you're playing hard to guard instead of setting up a play. And I said, if they make both, then we're down 3. We know we got to do this other action. We have to get a 3 with that much time left. So we didn't do that. And that's leadership. Bijan was there. And then I was trying to yell at Bijan. And he's a freshman. He caught the outlet and he's our best one to do it. And he immediately gave it to EJ. And when EJ's better off of getting a hook and going downhill than going to create. And we got to talk about that. Like, you need to be in communication. I have no timeouts. We've practiced attack. Well, now Jordan's usually in there, but that's what being together is they should have huddled up. I'm trying to get them to get. And we talked about that. So we literally did the same scenario today in practice. 10 seconds left. Other teams on the free throw, and I made them huddle up. I made them contact with me. We went down, and then we actually made it, and we had to immediately jump into our shadow, and we didn't. They outletted. Marvin went and got got like a decent shot and he missed, but I'm like, there's another teaching moment. So we're just, when in this time of year, and this is no excuse, and I know this is a long answer and I got many more teaching moments, but, I heard Majera say it so much, this time of year, you miss practice time. We're playing Saturday, then you're right away, Sunday, Monday, preparing for Kansas. Then you have to give them a day off on Wednesday, and all of a sudden Thursday, Friday, you're preparing for the next one. And to get a lot of practice time this time of year, you're going over your teaching moments and film sessions and walkthroughs, and because and that's what will be more. But that was a definite teaching moment. That last 10 seconds with no timeout, huddling up, and then really having leadership in that huddle, talking, "Hey, we're in attack. Let's get it out." We're discombobulated.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.